As you probably already know, the United Kingdom is getting ready for the official coronation of King Charles III, and Sotheby's London is celebrating the ceremonies which are going to take place on May 6th, which is a Saturday, on May 4th, Thursday, with an auction that is going to take place at 2 p.m. The bidding has already started, and there are so many interesting lots with two very special watches among them. So I wanted to share them with you. There is a replica set of the British crown jewels, a number of documents and letters signed by former monarchs, some manuscripts that belong to some of those monarchs, pieces of jewelry that were gifted by Queen Elizabeth to her maids of honor during her formal coronation ceremonies. There is a unique screen print, even, of Chris Levine's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, likeness of being, that is dated 2008. A study for a painting by Brian Organ of King George III from when he was the Prince of Wales. Even this bottle of wine, which is of 2004 vintage by Chateau Mouton Rothschild, which was to commemorate the centenary of Entente Cordiale between the British and the French, which of course solidified British-French friendship and alliance that led them to the First World War and beyond. This particular bottle actually features a watercolor painting by the then Prince of Wales, King Charles III, of a French landscape and a personal note by his own hand. But today I wanted to focus on these two very special, very unique, and very important watches. As you know, before Queen Elizabeth II passed away last year, we had the good fortune to celebrate 70 years of her service, her Platinum Jubilee, and both of these watches that are presented here as lots number 33 and 34 commemorate that occasion, and they were both issued for royalty and specialist protection, which is a specialist branch of the British police that is charged with the protection of the members of the royal family, as well as government officials, such as members of the parliament. Number 33 is a watch of which an example that Sotheby's London actually sold in September 2022. That was the first time an example of these came up for public auction. This is essentially reference 79030B, Black Bay 58 with a blue dial and a blue bezel, what the collectors affectionately call the Blue Bay. Of course, it is actually factory customized with the logo of RaSP at 6 o'clock, as well as a special engraving on the case back, which names the unit, Royalty and Specialist Protection, which features the royal cipher, Elizabeth Regina, Elizabeth II, on the occasion of her Platinum Jubilee 2022. And this piece is one of 300 examples in a limited run. The example that Sotheby's London sold in September 2022 actually realized a final hammer price of £63,000 sterling. This particular piece is presented with an estimated value of 15,000 to 25,000 pounds sterling. The bidding has already started, but lot 33 does not yet have any bids, did not yet attract any bids. Of course, this piece is powered by a caliber MT5402, which incidentally is something that it, in a way, shares with, in a way, something that has affinity with the watch that is presented as Lot 34. Lot 34 is Breitling Superocean Heritage B20 automatic. It is just like the Tudor Black Bay Platinum Jubilee RaSP that we were looking at a moment ago, a stainless steel diver that is presented on a matching bracelet, in this case, a vintage style mesh bracelet with straight end links, which really enhances the particular charm of this dive watch. This is also a piece commissioned by the RaSP on the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee. And it actually, in this case, features the royal coat of arms at 9 o'clock, which is a lovely detail and unique to this watch. This one is actually a piece that is even more limited in numbers, a limited run that is restricted to 70 pieces. Once again, the case back is engraved accordingly, Royalty and Specialist Protection. The royal cipher that had belonged to Queen Elizabeth II, and the specific number of this unit out of the 70 examples produced and issued for the occasion. And in an important sense, my personal predilections and preferences aside, lot 34 presents an even more important occasion. One, as I mentioned, because it is a piece that is more limited in number, 70 as opposed to 300. And this is also the very first time that an example of these divers, of these Breitling Superocean Heritage B20 Automatic Platinum Jubilee RaSP editions are coming up for auction. So it is a very, very special occasion indeed, and an incredible opportunity to own a piece of history, a piece of recent past, to be sure, but a watch with very important provenance. As it happens, and as I mentioned a moment ago, this piece beats with a caliber. It is powered by a movement that has an affinity, a relationship, a kinship to the MT5402, which is the beating heart of the Tudor Black Bay that we were looking at. This piece has caliber B20, which is simply a rose by another name, i.e. the MT5612, and that is the movement that beats at the heart of 42 millimeter Palagos watches made by Tudor, as well as a number of different Tudor Black Bay heritage models. So beyond their particular provenance and beyond the very special occasion that these two watches share, they also share a certain affinity, a certain kinship between their movements, between their two calibers that are made by Kinesi, which makes movements, among others, for Tudor, Breitling, Chanel, Norqain. And more recently, the Kinesi manufacture has been completely integrated into the new facilities that Tudor opened in Le Locle. So lot number 34, limited edition of Superocean Heritage B20 Automatic, made and issued on the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee to the Royalty and Specialist Protection Unit. One of only 70 examples coming up for public auction for the first time, with an estimate of 1,000 to 3,000 pounds sterling. Lot number 34 has already attracted a number of bids, and the current bidding stands at 2,400 pounds sterling. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share far and wide. And stay tuned for further content on our shared passion for wristwatches.